on the snap of the ball, you might as well consider it a turnover because your chance of making a first down are reduced greatly. This is Green off the right side, and stout defense by the defensive front for the Indians. Number 52 is Rodney Butler, and number 54 is Kyle Lass, and they combine to stop Green for no gain. It'll be second down and 10 for the Mustangs. Four wide receivers in the pattern for Hernandez. He has had virtually no pass pressure so far in the game. You'd have to think that eventually the Indians are going to have to come after him a little bit, and they do. He avoids one rusher and then slips to the ground as finally the Indians put some pass rush on. First man on the play, number 56, Ruben Fernandez, and Hernandez was able to avoid him, but then number 51 cleans it up. That's Ricky Owens.
Ricky Owens does make the play, but right here, that defensive front is so quick, and their knack for getting to the football is the reason why that play was made.
Third down and 10, maybe almost 11 for the Mustangs. Looks like Hernandez changing the play, but he's going to have to hurry to avoid a delay a game situation, and I don't know if they have. They may have called timeout to save it, and they do. Timeout, Mustangs. 46 seconds left to play here in the first quarter, and whatever Hernandez saw, JJ, he didn't like it, but at the time he ran from one wide receiver set to the other. Good job by Pete Duffy to call a timeout and save the 5 yards.
You like that Hernandez recognized there was an opportunity defensively that we can exploit, but at the same time, you want him to use some type of hand signal or gesture to get that out to his receivers, and then just yell to his offensive front. That way, you minimize time spent on that, and it allows you to run the play without a timeout.
And strike up the bands collectively. Both the Palm Springs Band and the Rancho Verde Band are having a good old time here in this Central Division Championship matchup. And here's a chance, JJ, for the Palm Springs defense to change the field position game around. If they get a stop here, they should get it back somewhere around midfield. Third down and long for the Mustangs. Hernandez throws into the flat to Stringfellow. He makes a man miss and makes another miss, and he gets himself a first down. No, that's Collier. My mistake. I thought it was 4, but it's 5. Devontae Collier, the senior, made a catch and a couple of nice moves. Let's take another look at it.
And right there, they're in a stacked formation, balanced stack, and they get the ball to Devontae Collier. Right there, he's able to make people miss. The seam was right in the center of the field, which allows him to get a first down.
Quick bubble screen out to Redmond, but it's well diagnosed and a really good play by number 42, Tyler Truitt, the linebacker who plays all over the field. He'll line up in the defensive front. Sometimes he'll cover in the defensive backfield, and that time he went sideline to sideline to catch a very speedy wide receiver. Virtually no gain on the play.
He was instinctive on that play. He read it, he used his speed, and then ultimately used his power to push him out of bounds for a limited gain.
Second down and 10 for the Mustangs. In motion goes number 10. That's Jamion Lindsay, and the give off the left side. Not much going on there. Excellent defensive play by Christopher Hessler, number 30, as he nails Collier for a short gain. He'll give him about 3 on the carry, and it sets up another third down and long, JJ. Another opportunity for the Indians defense to get that ball back for Tiedemann and company. And that's the end of a very entertaining first quarter of play. Our score in this Central Division Championship game. It's Rancho Verde 14 and Palm Springs nothing. You're watching the Central Division Championship on Rep Zone. Well, a start for the Indians. It looks like they're gaining some confidence. It looks like their body language, at least on defense, is a lot better than it was.
Yeah, it is, and I think you can see what they're doing is they're winning at the line of scrimmage. They're making Rancho Verde use use the passing game to beat them. They say, you are not going to run the football. We're going to read run first, react to pass, but nevertheless, we're going to control the line of scrimmage. I think that's a recipe for success. They just, on the offensive side of the ball, need to minimize their mistakes, turnovers, negative plays, and I think they can make a game of this.
I mentioned earlier when Rancho Verde got out 7-0 that it was the first time all season that Palm Springs has trailed in a contest. That's kind of a different mindset, JJ, when you've never been behind and suddenly you look up at the scoreboard, you're down 2 scores.
You learn a lot about your team when you're playing from behind if you've never been in that situation.
3rd down and long, and it's Redmond. He can throw it, and he fires downfield, and it's caught. And it's going to be a touchdown for Kenny Torrance. Breon Redmond, who oftentimes is the quarterback in the Wildcat formation, obviously has a good arm. He threw a strike to Torrance, and it's a touchdown for the Mustangs.
He looked like the quarterback on that particular play. Redmond gets the ball, runs to his right-hand side, sells the run, and I think that's what makes it.
And so Pete Duffy pulls one out of the bag of tricks, and it works to perfection, and Rancho Verde's on the board again with a conversion attempt coming. The snap is down, the kick is on the way, and it's good. 11:49 left to play in the second quarter. Our score 21-0 Rancho Verde.
Yeah, Breon Redmond really sold the run. Everybody has to sell the run except for Kenny Torrance. And right there, he gets behind the defense. And what an arm Redmond has to get the ball there and make a huge play for Rancho Verde.
The Indian defense recognized it a little bit late, but they recognized it. And if that pass doesn't lead Torrance so that he doesn't have to slow up, it's probably just a big gain. But the fact that he led him perfectly, Torrance was able to stretch it out, and it's a big touchdown for the Mustangs.
It is. And when you look at Rancho Verde, their size is a little bit smaller, but their speed, you can tell, is an asset to Rancho Verde's team.
Kickoff coming. It's a short kick, and it's going to be fair caught by Truitt around the 33-yard line. They didn't want the dangerous Nick King to handle it, so it'll be 1st down and 10 Indians at their own 33. And now, still plenty of time in this football game, and I would guess that the coaches probably felt on both sides that it might take 30-something to win tonight. But when you look up at that scoreboard, you have to sort of fight the idea of panicking, do you not, as we look at Steve Fabian, who calls the plays for the Indians. He's 3 touchdowns down.
You have to tell your team, don't look up at the scoreboard. Let's focus on just scoring points first.
Tiedemann rolling to the right with time, throws over the middle, and it's caught by Truitt. An excellent throw in traffic, and Truitt pulls it down. He's finally brought down at midfield, and there'll be a 1st down for the Indians.
And right here you see a rollout play. He's actually able to use his legs to get out and finds Truitt on a corner route right into coverage, right in the thick of coverage. Shows excellent focus and concentration by Truitt to make the reception.
Number 37, Leroy Holt, almost got a hand on that, but an excellent throw that time by Tiedemann. 1st down for the Indians. Back to throw. He's going long for Reyes, and it's picked off. Holt picks it off at the 15. He's got room to run. And he's finally brought down by Jordan White around the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st down for the Mustangs. Another turnover for the Indians.
Yeah, this play right here, Reyes is playing the ball deep. The receiver is focused on the safety, and that's why he doesn't make an attempt, which allows Reyes to catch the ball freely, and then he becomes a runner. You see him maneuvering his way, trying to get back into the end zone, cut short, but nevertheless an interception for Palos Verdes.
They're going to mark Holt down around the 36-yard line. 1st down and 10 Mustangs. Palm Springs having a woeful first half with mistakes, and the defense needs to turn the Mustangs aside here and keep this score right where it is at 21-0. Hernandez looking for the jugular, throws, leaping catch by Stringfellow, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. 5 on the play. It'll be second down and 5 for Rancho Verde.
Can I tell you what Stringfellow brings to the table? When you are covered with that type of size, the quarterback knows he can get the ball up in the air and allow Stringfellow to go up and play aggressively and make a play on the football.
Second down for Hernandez, and he fires incomplete. He was looking for Jamion Lindsay, and Lindsay turned his head at just the wrong moment and wasn't able to bring it in.
Jamion Lindsay was trying to run with the football before he actually caught the football. The way this Palm Springs defense is playing right now, they're backing off. They're giving them all the underneath routes, and they're taking full advantage of that. You want to do that to draw the defense up and then exploit them deep.
3rd and 5. Hernandez throws incomplete. Good pressure that time. Coming in, it looked like number 56. Yes, that would be Fernandez. Made Hernandez throw it before he wanted to, and it's a punting situation for the Mustangs. But they're not going to punt. At least it doesn't look like it. 4th down and about 5 from the 41, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves if they're going to go for it on the wrong side of the 50. Oh, and Hernandez punts it away. That's a smart play. I like that. And it's going to go out of bounds around the 31-yard line. I thought for a moment, wow, you're feeling pretty good. If you decide 4th and 5, yeah, we'll just go for it.
We thought Rancho Verde was going to take a huge risk there when they didn't need to, up by 21 points. But they did a good job of fooling Palm Springs defensively, shifting and then allowing the quarterback to punt the football when nobody is deep and they're not threatened by a return.
Chance for Palm Springs to get on the board here. 21-0. Big defensive stop by the Indians. Defense gets it back for Tiedemann and company, and they give right up the middle. I believe that looks like Truitt, and Truitt powers his way for about 5. It'll be second down and 5 for Palm Springs.
You have to wonder what these guys are thinking, because with this style of offense, when you have a full backfield, that's usually meant to draw time off the clock and score points, but they don't have the time.
Power football, it's Truitt again, and I think he's got himself a first down, and that's maybe not a bad strategy by Steve Fabian. Go back to your power game, and if you can take 5-6 minutes off the clock and it winds up being a touchdown, you might go into the locker room only down 21-7, and as badly as things have gone here for the first quarter and a half, that wouldn't be too high of a mountain to climb in the second half. Let's see if Palm Springs can continue to assert themselves on the ground. It's King, and King slashes forward for another 5 yards, and JJ, if you get 5 yards a clip on the ground, that works.
That definitely works. You get 5 yards a pop, you can move the football down the field, you win at the line of scrimmage, which we know Palm Springs Indians want to dominate, and they can move the ball and put points on the board, but how much time are they going to have to run this offense?
Approaching the 9-minute mark here in the second quarter. Full house backfield again, and it's Truitt, and once again he's close to a first down depending on the spot. I think he's going to be just shy. It'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football, but this is an effective offense for Palm Springs. I think they may have gotten caught up in the big play philosophy there for a couple of possessions, and maybe their game is just to run the ball between the tackles.
You know, we always talk about not letting your emotions get into the game. Emotion sinks ships, is what I was told. So you have to just play the game that got you in this position. And if that means running the option, run the option from the start. When you start getting to